When they're first starting out, so many online business owners just put off the legal stuff because it's overwhelming and confusing and complicated. But this puts their business at huge legal risk. So if you want to know the top 7 mistakes that I see online business owners make when it comes to the legal aspects of their business, keep watching. Before we dive in, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll be notified the next time I release a video on how to legally protect your business. Hey, I'm Amy Nessheim. I'm the founder of Artful and I'm a lawyer for online entrepreneurs. And that means I see all the mistakes that new business owners make. And some of these mistakes come up over and over and over again. So I want to help you avoid them because they are totally avoidable. Before we get started on the actual mistakes, I want to clarify who I'm talking to. Online business owners can mean so many different things, and there are different legal considerations when it comes to different avenues of promoting your business and different business structures and different lines of business. So in this video, and really across my channel, I am talking to coaches, consultants, one-on-one service providers, online course and membership site owners, and digital product creators and content creators. I'm not necessarily talking to Amazon sellers or Etsy sellers or physical product creators, because people who sell physical products or use platforms like Amazon or Etsy to sell face slightly different issues or additional issues that the other type of business won't necessarily face. So this information will still be helpful if you're an Amazon or Etsy or physical product seller, but there might be additional things that you need to worry about as well. So I just wanted to let you know exactly who I'm talking to. The first and maybe most common mistake that I see is not doing the research on your business name before you use it and start promoting it. This is a mistake because you could be infringing on someone else's trademark. You could go down the path of putting up your website, starting your marketing, getting all that momentum, getting your branding going, and then you receive a cease and desist letter saying that you're violating someone else's trademark and you have to completely rebrand. This can really set you back in the beginning of your business. It can also be a problem because if you haven't researched your business name in your state, if you go to file a DBA or an LLC later, you might find out that you can't use that name because someone else already has it registered. This is particularly important for online business owners because our market is so much bigger than an in-person business. So a regular brick and mortar store may not necessarily have to worry as much about federal trademark registrations because they're limited to their tiny geographic area and there's much less competition. There are fewer businesses who market in that specific geographic area. But when we're on the internet, we are talking to everyone. And so you need to know if someone has protection throughout the US, you are violating that trademark by just being on the internet. So there's so many more businesses that you're contending with when you're choosing your business name. So you want to make sure that you do a deep dive on Google, you do your own trademark search, and even hire a lawyer to do a comprehensive search for you if you really want to make sure that you're not going to have to change your branding later on. The second mistake is not setting up a legal entity right at the beginning. Or if you do set up a legal entity like an LLC, you don't actually use it. Setting up an LLC separates your personal assets from your business assets. And you might think, I don't own that much right now, so it's not a big deal. But if you're planning on growing your business, down the line, you are going to have assets that you want to protect. And you are going to be opening yourself up to more liability as you grow. And if you do business with someone right now on day one, they could sue you a couple years from now. And if you don't have that LLC on day one, that LLC protection does not apply to that person suing you because you were doing business with them on day one. And if you have that LLC, but you don't treat your business like a business and you don't follow the formalities of actually having the LLC, having your separate business bank account, keeping your LLC documents up to date, then that legal protection can go away. Mistake number 3 is not having the right legal policies in place on your website. If you have a website, whether you are advertising your services or it's just a landing page or you're having people opt in to sign up for your newsletter or a free gift of some kind, you need to have certain policies on that website, on that landing page, on your sales page. And if you don't, that can get you in huge trouble. So these are your terms and conditions, your privacy policy, and in some cases, you also need legal disclaimers. And that privacy policy is so important if you're collecting any information from your visitors. So that includes a sign-up form, a contact form, and even cookies or analytics data. And if you don't have these policies in place, you can actually be subject to huge fines. Mistake number 4 is not using contracts with your clients. This is a huge mistake because you can end up with scope creep, you don't get paid, you have problems with the ownership of your work or complaints by clients, you have to give refunds. I could literally go on and on and on. You need contracts with your clients. Now, if you are convinced that you need those website policies, you need contracts, or you're not confident with the ones you have right now, I have a really affordable bundle of legal templates that I'll link in the description below. It's the Legal Protection Bundle, and that includes coaching contracts, service provider contracts, consultant contracts, all of your website policies, and I make it really easy to use. So go to the link in the description and get yours right now. And that leads me to the next mistake, which is just using random contracts or policies that you found somewhere on the internet, or copying someone else's policy, which is copyright infringement, or using forms that you found somewhere or clauses that you found on a blog. Basically, any contract that you don't know where it came from, you don't know who wrote it, it's a huge mistake. If you're copying it from someone else's website without their permission, then that could be copyright infringement. And you also don't know who wrote these or where they came from or what laws they're actually designed to follow or written for. So they might not even protect you at all. So you want to make sure that you're using contracts and policies that were written for your type of business, for your country, and were written by a lawyer or someone who actually knows the laws. And you can do that by hiring a lawyer to create custom contracts for you or using templates from a good source. So again, go to the link in the description to grab my legal templates for your one-on-one contracts and your website policies. Mistake number 6, and this is a really big one and a really common one, is not paying attention to marketing laws. So many of the courses and coaches that I see teaching business development, teaching selling courses, teaching marketing, pay zero attention to marketing laws, and by following their advice blindly, you can get in huge trouble with the FTC and face big fines. This includes things like including affiliate disclosures, including disclosures when you need to with your testimonials. It also includes laws around pricing and, a lot of those bonus stacks and pricing guidelines that coaches teach are actually violating marketing laws. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention to what's allowed. Make sure you are truthful and not misleading in any of your marketing. And a good rule of thumb is to just don't do anything that feels scummy. Mistake number 7, our last mistake, is stealing content. And this is so common. You might even have someone steal your content, but it can also happen accidentally really easily. So you need to pay attention to whether those images or sound or video clips, if you have permission to use them in your content. And there's this myth going around, I don't know where it came from or why it's happening, but there's this myth that if you use under 10 seconds or under 5 seconds of, the sound or the video clip, that's okay. That's not true. Now, there are exceptions to copyright, namely the fair use exception. So if you're offering commentary on something, that might be okay, but it's still a best practice to get permission. So that means using Creative Commons images. Don't just Google and pull stuff off of Google. If you don't know what the licensing is for that photo or for that audio clip or whatever it is, don't use it. Make sure you have permission. There are lawyers out there who specialize in sending demand letters and suing people for using content without permission, and they make so much money. And for you, that means facing huge fees and defending a lawsuit. Have you made any of these mistakes in your business? Do you have any questions about any of these mistakes or how to avoid them? Let me know in the comments. If you want to make sure that you're starting your business legally and have your business protected, make sure you watch my free masterclass linked in the description below. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so that you'll be notified next time I release a new video on how to legally protect your online business. To keep learning about protecting your business, watch this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.